Hello everybody, today we're going to be going over a Diablo 4 Rogue Penetrating Shot build. This is meant to be a leveling build that is going to help smooth out your leveling experience. You do not need any legendaries for this that are going to be dropped. This keyword there, you don't need dropped legendaries. This build is going to work pretty well on its own without legendaries. However, you'll be able to get all of these aspects through dungeons, and they're going to augment the build to make them even better. So let's go ahead and get into what they are. You have Aspect of Disobedience, a defensive one that's going to give you up to 25% armor for 4 seconds, stacking 0.25% at a time. Keep in mind that you will be getting min rolls on all of these, since all of these are from the Codex of Power that you unlock for completing dungeons. So while you will be guaranteed to be able to get this after you complete the dungeon, it will be a min rolled version. So be ready for that, but that's totally fine. Next, in Shrouding Aspect, gain a free Dark Shroud shadow every 3 seconds when standing still. Each Dark Shroud shadow grants 2 to 4% increased damage reduction. Aspect of Arrow Storms, your marksman skills have up to a 10% chance to create an arrow storm at an enemy's location, dealing X physical damage over 3 seconds. You can have up to 5 active arrow storms. Aspect of Might, get 20% damage reduction for casting a basic skill for 2 seconds. Get 8% movement speed for critting for 1 second, up to 6 seconds. Trick Shot Aspect, when you cast Penetrating Shot, it's going to make 2 more Penetrating Shots shoot off to the side that are going to deal 20% of Penetrating Shot's base damage. We got Edgemaster's Aspect, skills deal up to 10% increased damage based on your available primary resource when cast. Rapid Aspect, basic skills get 15 to 30% attack speed. Smiting Aspect, you have 10 to 20% increased crit chance. Considered enemies, so 10%. While you're healthy, you gain 20% increased crowd control duration. Aspect of the Expectant, attacking enemies with a basic skill increases the damage of your next core skill by 5 to 10%, up to 30%. Aspect of Corruption, your imbuement skills effects have 20% increased potency against vulnerable enemies. For the weapon, 20% basic skill damage. For the Topaz, 10% damage reduction while control impaired. And for the Diamond, 8% resist all. Actually, I take that back. What you can do here is actually, you just want to go 12% crit damage to vulnerable enemies. For the specialization, you're going to want to go combo points. This is going to make your Penetrating Shot do more damage depending on how many combo points you have. So now let's go ahead and hop on over to the skill tree. So first off, we're going to go Puncture, Enhance Puncture, and then we are going to go Fundamental Puncture. So now whenever you hit with at least 2 blades at once, it makes them vulnerable for 2 seconds. Heartseeker's okay because it increases your critical strike chance against them, and I mean, Heartseeker I think really isn't too bad, but it doesn't inflict vulnerability itself. That's the only reason why I'm not taking it. I think Heartseeker has some really high single target potential. Forceful Arrow isn't really that great because the crit only goes towards Forceful Arrow, and it pierces through vulnerable enemies. It doesn't, and it just doesn't knock down or knock back. Nothing really too special. So Puncture is going to give us like ranged vulnerability, which is going to be pretty good. Next, we're going to go Penetrating Shot. We're going to go Enhanced Penetrating Shot and Advanced Penetrating Shot. We're going to go Improved Penetrating Shot. So if it damages at least 3 enemies, your next Penetrating Shot has a 20% increased crit chance. Okay, then we're going to go Dash. We're going to go Enhanced Dash, and then we're going to go Discipline Dash. We don't really have a whole lot of crowd control, so relying on crowd control effects really isn't that great for this build. So now we can kind of go back through and we can pick up either some damage or some defense. I'm going to go ahead and pick up 2 points in Weapon Mastery to do 8% more damage to vulnerable enemies. Then we are going to take Dark Shroud, we are going to take Enhanced Dark Shroud, and then we are going to take Subverting Dark Shroud. Now you can go Countering Dark Shroud, but the thing is you have to have 4 active shadows to get this, so that's a lot of shadows. Whereas this will give you just, at least some movement speed. So after that, I'm going to go ahead, come back up here. Finish this out. Go ahead and take 12% increased damage to vulnerable enemies. Then I'm going to start filling out Exploit. Then I'm going to take Poison Imbuement. Then I'm going to take Shadow Imbuement. Then I'm going to go ahead and take Enhanced Shadow Imbuement and Blended Shadow Imbuement. So now I have a Explosion of Vulnerability. I'm going to take, and then I'm going to take Enhanced Poison Imbuement. And then I'm going to take Blended Poison Imbuement. So if I crit, the Poison Imbued skill is going to deal 75% increased poisoning damage. Now, after that, we can kind of go back again. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw another point into Exploit for right now. Then we are actually not going to pick up an ultimate. And at this point, we are going to be able to kind of start filling things out. Getting passives, filling out skills, etc., etc. I'm going to go ahead and I am going to max out this, and then I'm going to max out Poison Shot, and I'm going to max out Penetrating Shot. I believe I have enough to do that. Yes, I do. 2, 3. I have it, and now I need to put one more point into something. So I will go ahead and put that into 3% increased poisoning damage. And then for the capstone, you have a couple choices. You can go Momentum. Oh wait, sorry. No, you can go Precision. Critical strikes with marksman skills. That's what I was thinking of. Grant you Precision. You gain 4% increased critical strike damage per stack of Precision, up to a maximum of 20%. When you reach max Precision, you're guaranteed to get a critical strike that deals 40% increased critical strikes, then consumes all stacks of Precision. So if you line this up with your imbuements and whatnot, you'll do a ton of damage. The other option is Victimize. Dealing direct damage to a vulnerable enemy has a 30% chance to cause an explosion, which isn't too bad, but I'm going to go with Precision. I think it's a little bit more consistent. So now I am going to max out my defenses. So now I have my defensive maxed out. I have pretty decent damage. I think I can just go through here at this point, and you can kind of just start picking up, really, if you need more defenses, you can maybe pick up rugged, things like reactive defense, but it's kind of a quality of life thing at this point. Your build is pretty much fully put together. You have everything you need to really make it kind of pop off. But I'm going to go ahead and just show you what I'm going to end up doing. So I really like movement speed, so I'm actually going to take the movement speed next. Then I am going to come right back down here for more damage to vulnerable enemies. I'm going to come right here for more poisoning damage. I'm going to get more attack speed here. And then I'm going to grab this to get just to get some energy whenever I kill an enemy with Shadow Imbuement. I have 5 points left. So what I can do here is I could either put points into dash to reduce the cooldown of that, but I'm not really that big of a fan. So I'm going to go through and I'm just going to pick up, I think, some more damage wherever I can, if there is any left. Imbued skills gain 3% increased critical strike chance. Grab this. After move, your next attack deals 21% damage. And there we go. So actually, I like the idea of critting more than I like the impetus. So that will be how I'm going to go about it. Now keep in mind, you can kind of change the passives around depending on whatever you want. This is just going to be what I'm going to go for. You're going to have some really nice defenses with Dark Shroud and all the other legendaries. Now the way this build is going to work, if you haven't done this, is you're going to cast Puncture 3 times to build up your energy stacks. You're going to press your Poison Imbuement, you're going to press your Shadow Imbuement, and then you're going to cast your Penetrating Shot, and it's going to probably delete everything on your screen, or ideally that's what it should do. Poison Imbuement does a ton of damage. Shadow Imbuement is like a bunch of chain damage, because once one thing dies and it explodes, and that causes other things to die. So you don't have to put a whole lot of points into Shadow Imbuement, but I guess you could if you wanted to, if you really wanted to buff that explosion damage. But yeah, that's really it. It's a pretty simple build. Just cast Puncture 3 times, use your imbuements when they're off cooldown, and cast Penetrating Shot at 3 combo points. You just keep doing that, and you will blow up everything. You got dash for movement speed to dash through things to increase how much critical strike damage they take from you. And you have Dark Shroud for defenses. So overall, it's a pretty strong leveling build. I did it on the open beta, and it was pretty fun and pretty sweet. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time.